Hello and welcome to the MENA Golf Tour 2015. This week we're at the home of the tour, Dubai, for the Golf Citizen Classic. The dazzling city of Dubai is one of the most popular destinations for visitors from around the world for more reasons than one. Sport is certainly one of them, and Dubai Sports City has developed into a hub for sports in recent times. As the name would suggest, the vicinity is home to top-tier facilities catering to different sports. The Els Club, a flagship project of Dubai Sports City, is an outstanding example of those top-tier facilities. Designed by four-time major winner Ernie Els, it's considered to be one of the best-maintained courses in the region, and the management was delighted to host the MENA Golf Tour.
It is our first MENA Tour event, and we're delighted to be host and have the association with golf in Dubai. We're just delighted that the success of the Dubai Open, which was another Golf in Dubai event, was so successful that they approached us to host this event. Clearly the standard of golf that's on display from the MENA Tour is certainly of a high-end nature, and it's only getting better every year. So from that aspect, we're delighted to have the association with Els Club, Dubai Sports City and Troon Golf.
Stretching to over 7,500 yards, the Par 72 course is a popular destination for players from around the world since it opened its doors in 2008. The preparations had been in place for a while to ensure a memorable experience for the players.
Really coming out the end of the summer, we're getting close now. The grass has been under a lot of stress, the high humidity, the temperatures close to 50 degrees for the last 4 months, so really trying to prepare the turf so we have the best striking conditions, and of course with the greens, making sure they are the best green surfaces possible.
With 6 different winners in 6 tournaments this season, it's been an exciting year for the tour so far. 3 playoffs have further enhanced the thrill, and once again a field of more than 100 players gathered in the quest for glory. A few, though, had played at the course before.
The feelings are pretty confident. Obviously I've got local knowledge of the whole golf course. It's one of my favourite courses here as well, so I'm really looking forward to actually playing on it in a tournament condition rather than just practicing.
Just over halfway into the season, Paul Doherty was leading the order of merit by virtue of winning the 2nd tournament in Morocco and finishing as runner-up in the Sheikh Maktoum Dubai Open. With 4 top 10 finishes, including a win at the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open, Gary King was in 2nd place, closely followed by Jake Shepherd, who himself had 4 appearances in the top 10. In the amateur division, England's James Allen was head and shoulders above the rest. India's impressive young sensation, the 15-year-old Rehan Thomas, who made it to the playoff at the Dubai Creek Open, was in 2nd place. Meanwhile, the Arab charge was led by Ayop Lagrati. Scotland's Clark Lutton, playing at his home course, started on a bright note with a 5-under 67. 5 birdies and an eagle helped the Czech Republic's Cyril Suk to end at 4-under for the day. And Germany's Aaron Leitmanstetter shot a 3-under 69 to jump into the mix. New Zealand's Trevor Marshall upped the ante and shot a 5-under 67 to move up the ladder. Morocco's Ayop Lagrati also carded a 67 to march into contention. So that's how the leaderboard looked at the end of round 2, with Clark Lutton stretching his lead from Trevor Marshall and Stuart Archibald, the latter carding a 66. All 3 frontrunners hadn't won a tournament on the MENA Golf Tour, so it looked like we were in for another first-time winner. We'll find out about that and plenty more after this very short break. Welcome back. You're watching the highlights of the Golf Citizen Classic held at the Els Club at Dubai Sports City. Trevor Marshall was quick to get off the blocks in the final round. A wonderful tee shot with a 6-iron at the 213-yard par 3, setting up a birdie opportunity for him. Clark Lutton, who was leading by 4 shots overnight, hit the pin with his chip at the 445-yard par 4 first, and that helped him save par. A superb birdie putt from Trevor Marshall at the par 4 third meant the Kiwi narrowed the gap between him and Lutton. Germany's Aaron Lettmanstetter had a far from ideal start. With this missed bogey putt at the third, a double bogey 6 was the result. Zane Scotland, the most successful player on the tour, got a birdie on the 544-yard par 5 fifth to stay in the hunt. Marshall's approach with a lob wedge set up another birdie for him on the 5th, the man from New Zealand producing superb golf with a third birdie in 5 holes. The winner of the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open, Gary King, got a birdie on the par 5 8th to keep his hopes alive. And after picking up a shot on the 4th, Lutton's chipped approach on the 5th set up a second successive birdie for the Scot. On the same hole, Stuart Archibald had a putt for eagle from just off the green. He missed that, but still secured his first birdie of the day. A 7-iron approach by Marshall on the par 4 7th produced another birdie opportunity for him, his 4th of the round, and he continued to move up the ladder. Zane Scotland, meanwhile, managed a birdie on the 8th to retain a chance of threatening the leaders. So this is how things stood. Clark Lutton was 2 shots clear of the charging Trevor Marshall, while Stuart Archibald was 2 shots shy of Marshall. We join Lutton, the leader, at hole 7 for his second shot. He's got a 7-iron in his hands. Lutton then on the 440-yard hole, par 4. He birdied this hole on days 1 and 2. And he's given himself a birdie opportunity here on the final day as well. Trevor Marshall now with his third shot at the par 5, the 8th, the 562-yard hole, the longest hole on this course. And just through the back of the green. Stuart Archibald now out of the sand, his third. And that's a really good piece of bunker play. That gives him a good opportunity to get par. Zane Scotland now on the long par 4, the 9th, a birdie putt. Oh, and it's just slipped by. He was through to the second stage of qualification for the European Tour last week. If he gets that one, he'll be out in 34. Back to Lutton. Birdie putt for him at the 7th. And he should slot that one home for his par. Trevor Marshall now with his par putt on the 8th. And it just stayed on that one side of the hole. So that's a dropped shot for Marshall. That'll ease the pressure on Lutton at the top of the leaderboard. Marshall now 3 behind him. Ayup Lukrati now, the amateur, with his birdie putt on the 9th. And he gets it, nicely holed. He started this week 5th in the amateurs order of merit. He'll rise on this form. He moves to 5 under. And isn't he pumped? Stuart Archibald with his third shot on the 8th. Birdies at 5 and 6 for him so far have left him on the fringes of the lead. And he's given himself another opportunity for birdie here. He really is on fire. Trevor Marshall now with his second shot at the par 4 9th, the longest par 4 on the course at 507 yards. And he's safely on the green. Long putt, but an opportunity nonetheless for birdie. Stuart Archibald's birdie putt now. Nicely holed. He's now 3 behind Clark Lutton. He joins Marshall in second spot. Here is Trevor Marshall with his birdie putt at the 9th. Well, he misses that opportunity, but he'll go out in 33. The only blemish on his card so far, that's 6 at the 8th. Here's Zane Scotland at the 11th. That was off the tee. And goodness me, he's now in the greenside bunker. That was his second shot, so it's all going wrong for him on the 11th after a bogey at the 10th. Clark Lutton now on the 9th, his second shot. Very easy, relaxed swing. But he's just overcooked it through the back of the green. Zane Scotland now with his bunker shot. Splashing out of the sand, and he'll have that for a bogey. Clark Lutton's third shot now at the 9th, the par 4. It's hard to believe he's twice missed the cut this season at the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open and the Sheikh Maktoum Dubai Open. And after that little chip shot, he'll have that putt for par. Back to Zane Scotland with his bogey putt. Oh, he's got it, but it's a second successive dropped shot. He's now level par for the day, just when he needed a real charge. Trevor Marshall now, with his birdie opportunity on the 10th. And he misses out. It's a lost opportunity to ratchet up the pressure on Lutton. Here is Lutton now for par. Tricky one, this one. And so it proves. Doesn't drop. It's his first dropped shot of the day, and he'll go out in 35. He confirms that fact by knocking that one in. Wry smile from him. So that's how the leaderboard shapes up. Clark Lutton enjoying a 2-shot cushion at the top. Trevor Marshall is tied with Stuart Archibald. It seems a 3-horse race now, and after this very short break, we'll find out who ended up at the top at the L's. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Els Club at Dubai Sports City. We're approaching the business end of the Golf Citizen Classic. Trevor Marshall, who was tied second, saved par on the par 3 11th with that cracking putt on the shortest hole on the course. Clark Lutton's sensational chip produced another birdie for the Scot that extended his lead back to 3 shots. Stuart Archibald, though, had a bogey at the 10th. After that, he was 3 shots behind Lutton. On the 11th, Archibald found himself in a spot of bother again. The approach from the bunker resulted in a second successive dropped shot, a serious blow to his chances. Trevor Marshall kept moving in the right direction. A gap wedge approach led to a birdie on the 13th, the 554-yard par 5. Archibald then produced a superb metal wood with his second shot on the par 5 13th, and that resulted in a birdie for him. A three-shot gap at the top of the leaderboard then after Clark Lutton managed a birdie at the par 4 14th. Marshall would need to come home with a birdie blitz and hope that Lutton slipped up. We now join Lutton at the 15th as he prepares for his approach. Water down the right-hand side of this beautiful hole. Lutton birdied this on day 1 and parred it on day 2. And he's given himself an opportunity for birdie here on the 3rd and final day. Now Trevor Marshall on the 16th, his second shot. Very birdieable this one. He birdied it on day 2. And he's given himself an opportunity to get a birdie on day 3 as well. Lutton now for birdie to extend his lead. Oh, and he's missed it. And he's frustrated with himself too, isn't he? Back to Marshall with a birdie putt on 16. And he gets that, holds it comfortably. This title's still up for grabs. He's now 2 behind Clark Lutton. Stuart Archibald now on 15, his par putt. Oh, and that lips out as well. So he slips back to 8 under par. And he's well and truly out of contention. Trevor Marshall now with his par putt on the 17th. He's parred this hole every day. He gets the par putt this time, but he really needed a birdie, you have to say. Clark Lutton now on the tee at the 17th, the penultimate hole. Looks longingly after his ball. And just off the green. 2 shots between Trevor Marshall and Clark Lutton. You would say Marshall needs to birdie this hole, the 18th. That's his 3rd shot at the par 5. It's gone well past the flag. And he'll have that putt coming back to see if he can put a little bit more pressure on Lutton. Lutton's 2nd shot at the penultimate hole. Just off the green, but he's using a putter. Well, it's rolled quite some distance by. That's not dead by any stretch of the imagination. A little bit of nerves creeping in, perhaps. Here's Marshall's birdie putt at the last. Not quite good enough, but he should still be able to knock that one in very comfortably indeed, the big New Zealander. Does so for a round of 67, so that's 70, 67 and 67 for Marshall, a 3-round total of 204, his best finish of the season on the MENA Golf Tour. Lutton now, oh, and he's missed his par putt at the 17th. This is still very much game on, gesticulating, and the pressure certainly is getting to him, no doubt about that. Knocks that putt in for a bogey. He slips down to 13 under par. So Trevor Marshall ended up at 12 under. He's the clubhouse leader. It means Clark Lutton just needs to hold par to secure his maiden professional victory. Lutton's already played his 2nd shot. and ended up just short of the green. Here's Stuart Archibald's second. Since a bogey at 10 and a birdie at 11, he's played in regulation numbers when he really needed some birdies. And he's ended up on the green now, so he's got that opportunity for eagle. Here's Lutton though. His third shot just needs to get it close, and then he's got 2 putts for victory. He's on the green, and so 2 putts from there will secure the win. Geeing himself up. Anxious looking faces on the sidelines. So Lutton to win. This for birdie, and what a glorious finish it would be if he could sink this putt. Oh, it's just slipped by, but he's just got that little tiddler coming back to secure victory. Meanwhile, here's Archibald's eagle putt. Oh yes, what a spectacular finish. It's too little too late though. All the same, a 69 for him for a total of 206 to give him third spot. 4 birdies and 1 eagle today. Now for Lutton, and he holds it. He's led after all 3 rounds. A superb display by the Scotsman Clark Lutton. 67, 66 and 70 on his home course. Victory for Clark Lutton. A terrific 3 days of action then at the Ells Club, climaxing with Clark Lutton securing the victory only just in the end. Trevor Marshall pushed him hard after the Kiwi secured a 67 in his final round, and Stuart Archibald had to be content with third after his third round at 69.
I can't describe the feeling. It's just, there's so many emotions going through me right now. I think it'll eventually sink in the next couple of days, but just sheer joy. Just can't believe that I've done it finally, after so many years of trying and so many years of working hard to get to this point.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the prize presentation for the 2015 Golf Citizen Classic. In 2014, the MENA Golf Tour introduced the Sheikh Maktoum Golf Foundation Award to recognise the achievements of players from the MENA region. And in first place, receiving a voucher for $500 for the Pro Shop here at the Ells Club, from Saudi Arabia, Khalid Ataya. And in the Professionals division, in first place, receiving a cheque for $1,500 from Morocco, Mohamed Belarusia. And for the championship prizes, the leading amateur this week with scores of 70, 70, 71 for a total of 212, 4 under par, from Slovakia, Jakub Hrinda. And the 2015 Golf Citizen Classic champion with scores of 67, 66, 70 for a total score of 203, 13 under par, receiving the winner's cheque and the championship trophy from Scotland, Clark Lutton.
So that's all we have from the wonderful Ells Club, where Clark Lutton was crowned champion on his home course. Until we meet again, goodbye.